Good morning. It's Shari, obviously. You saw the name on the video. So, good morning, everyone. It is Monday, 23rd of September. It's still hot in South Texas. It's not fall yet, even though yesterday was the first day of fall. But before we get started, let's do the usual things that I forget. So, I'm Shari. I'm a cross stitcher, quilter, reader, dog mom. Um, Mom of two kids in college, so I have no money. I'm kidding. I do have two kids in college. Both are fixing to graduate in the next 6, 7 months or so. So yay. That's exciting. But yeah, lots going on. And thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me in my little corner of the Stitchy world. And let's get on. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, life update. What's going on? So let's see. I think the last time we talked, I was getting ready to leave for a work trip to Carthage, which is in Northeast Texas, and had to go up there to train a new nurse. Yeah, that was the week of the 9th, so 2 weeks ago. Got that done, got up there, got everything trained done. Originally, we were going to fly, and the weather would not cooperate, so I ended up having to drive. And that's a long drive, especially since you have to go through Houston and deal with traffic. Going up was not that bad because I hit it, it wasn't really like a rush hour time. Coming back on a Thursday night, yeah, I sat in traffic for a little while, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Everything got done, and that's what matters. I was supposed to have to go back to Jasper to train a nurse next week, but things fell through, and she's not taking the position. So is what it is, and eventually that will come to fruition. We've been the last, let's see, I don't know how many of you guys keep up with life updates and what's going on, but with our airplane, when we went to Oshkosh, we bought a thing called it's Approach Fast Stack or Fast Stack Approach. I forget which way it goes, but if you know anything about small airplanes and avionics, there's lots of wires that come with them, or anything with electronics. And when you buy a 60-year-old airplane, of course it wasn't 60 when we bought it, but our plane's birthday is Halloween. Literally, I found all of the stuff as I was going through the logs. Our plane was born at the Cessna plant in Kansas, and in October 31st of 1964, right? Yeah, so that makes her 60 on the nose on Halloween this year. Yes. And so, as obviously, technology has updated since 1964. We have cool things now, GPS and, better radios and all kinds of cool stuff. And so over the years, people update the electronics in the airplane. And I don't know if it was just lack of want to, lack of money, like whatever, lack of time. They don't always clean up the stuff that's already there. Like they'll take the actual device out in most cases and just cut the wires and leave it all back there. So when we got the plane, it did not have an autopilot. And so that was one of the big things that we wanted to do. And my husband wanted to put in some improved electronics. So we called what we call G5s. They're small, much more updated, much more accurate maps. And that comes from the GNC 355, which is the GPS. But these are for your electronics for if you're not a pilot, it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's two cool little blocks about yay big that go on your dash that are much more updated than the old gauges that came with the plane back in the day. And they call that a vacuum system. So when we took all that out, I mean, literally like 50 pounds of stuff came out of the airplane, which is great because it gives you more useful load. But as we got back there looking at it, it was a rat's nest of wires. So, I mean, and we even found like electronics that were still back there that were no longer hooked up, that were just behind the dash, like an old ADSB, which is a locator thing. So you can tell where people are. So you like show up on radar. when we were at Oshkosh, and my husband had been looking at it before even then, this company called Approach Fast Stack, or it's Fast Stack Approach again. I don't remember which way comes first. They take all of your electronics, you tell them what devices you have, and they create all of the connections. So it's literally you plug it into the back, just like plug and play on a computer. Plug it into the back of the device, and it runs over to a hub that looks just like a big hub. You know, think like if an old tower computer where it's got all the plugs on it, where you put your printer and your keyboard and all the. So you plug it into the hub, and all of the connections happen there. And so a lot of, not all of, but a lot of those wires come out, which is amazing because it was, I mean, literally, if I could tell you how much extraneous wire, things that weren't even hooked up to anything and were just floating around back there, you would be amazed. So that's what we have been doing nights and weekends for the last week and a half because we got all of the stuff from Approachment. We ordered it at Oshkosh because they had a show special, so it was cheap. Well, it wasn't cheap. It was cheaper. Let's put it that way. And so that's what we have been doing. So I've not been getting a lot of stitching time. Been spending a lot of time trying to help Kevin with the electronics hookups. And I have burned myself with a soldering iron and a heat gun that used to shrink wrap the little things that go around the wires and scratch the poop out of myself on the dash. And airplanes are small and they're dangerous. I'm kidding. You can literally hurt yourself so easily. You know, knock my head into the strut at least once a day. If you're not careful and duck, you can whack yourself on the wings, the wingtips. I'm luckily they're tall enough where I can usually slide under them, you know, and not smack myself. But we have pool noodles along the back of them so that my husband doesn't boink himself in the head a million times. So that's basically been my life since I got home from Carthage. It's been helping Kevin with the electronics in the evenings and on the weekends. Um, we've been trying not to spend more than 4 or 5 hours at a time over there because again, small cramped area, and we're over 50. Your back starts hurting, you know, you get in tight, weird places, and yeah. So anyway, that's what's been going on with life. We did finally get a hangar in San Antonio. Yay! We just got to get the plane running, get all the stuff hooked back together because right now everything was out of the dash. It's not that it's not running, it's just that it can't fly because the electronics are not hooked up. So as soon as we get everything put back together, we can head to San Antonio. I can get all my stuff from Leslie's. Oh, can't wait. I've probably got a pile like that big. And go up, and I still have to repaint the ceiling in the bathroom where we had the water mishap with the new air conditioner. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. So we've talked about life update, and now we are moving into stitching progress. Okay, so since I talked to you last, stitching progress, again, not a lot after I got back from Carthage, but this is before Carthage. So before we got the thing and started working on the electronics. So first project was Hello Summer. And this thing is getting close. I got my eagle pretty much done. So I don't really have, I have like this piece over here at the big flag and that little swirly vine thing going. Other than that, this thing's basically, oh, and the H and the E for the low. So it's getting close. So this one is definitely going into my Wipsbgone plans, which we'll talk about in plans. So pretty happy with that one. So Wipsbgone pile over there. Next up was Henpeck, also by Plum Street Samplers. I love these little chickens. Little chickens. And get off of their floss. This one got a lot done. It is really close to being done. I think I have a flag or two and a little motif up here, and the top little chicken. That little guy's not done. And then I have to finish all that green, filling in the green down here at the bottom, which has been started. But again, not a lot to finish this baby up. So this one also going into Wipsbgone. So for any of you who are not familiar with that, we will talk about that in plans. And then next up after that was it Goodbye Fall? Is that what this one is? Yes, Goodbye Fall, another Plum Street samplers. I got on a kick with these things for a while. And this one also getting very close to a finish. I've got a lot more. Is it a lot more? What am I missing here? Oh, I have to finish filling in that leaf. And there's a turkey that goes inside that little ring. And then there's a bunch of flowers and stuff. Well, not a bunch, but some flowers that get done around on Mr. Turkey. And I think there might be a few more snowflakes that I have forgotten to put in there. And there's a couple little birdies over here. Like you can see the butt of one that's been started. There's a couple more over here. So another one going into the Wipsbgone pile because it will not take much to finish that one up. Next up was Atlantis by Forced Embroidery. And I worked on this the day before we left, or I left for Carthage. For anybody who's not familiar with what it looks like. Forest Embroidery, Atlantis. I'm doing it all as one big piece. I worked on this the day before, and I didn't stitch. I don't think I stitched it all the day that I drove up there because I drove up, went straight to work, and then by the time I got done, went to the grocery store, got some drinks for the room. I was tired. But I had this middle section done, if you guys recall from last video, and I think the seahorse was done already too. So I got this little bit put in up here, and I got a lot of dust. Oh, and I got that guy put in, and then this octopus. I goofed up. I missed one row of stitches in here, so I'm going to have to be really careful and just mirror image it across because it had made these things, of course, not quite fit exactly right, but that's okay. By the time I figured it out, it was so much stitching in. I'm like, no way, not pulling that out. But that's okay. I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's all good. Excuse me. Little phlegmy this morning. Wonderful ragweed season is upon us. And then next up was Hungarian folk art number 2, 3. Heck, I don't know. I have them all. I finished one of them. I finished the Christmas tree one. I think that was number 3. This one is number 2. It is that elongated one. I love the colors in these. These are just the most colorful projects ever. And this is all DMC. Well, it actually calls for sulky threads was the called for, but I did not want to go buy more sulky threads. I don't even know if I have a good place to get those down here in Corpus, but I use the DMC. And that is what I got done. So a lot of the holes, anything you see with holes in it is getting filled in with beads. There are so many beads in this project, it is not even funny. You can see like the center of that heart is filled in, the center of that flower is filled in, the eyeballs. There are just a absolute, you can see there's beads in each, well, I don't know if you can see that or not. There's little beads around those. Yeah, anything that's got holes, beads. Lots and lots of beads. But they always turn out so pretty. I love Glendon Place designs. I have no idea where that cut off. I think I hit the keyboard and it paused it somewhere along the line. I'll have to go back and fill in the pieces I missed. Next up, maybe not. We'll have to go back. Christmas Sentiments by Stony Creek. Stony Creek collection. This is summer of 2014. This was a SAL, and I don't remember who started it, but it was like SC Stony Creek Christmas Sentiments was the hashtag SAL. It's beautiful, right? Gorgeous. And put my little thingy back in there so it's easy to find my page, because I have several other things in there marked to do. And that is where that one ended up at. A couple of different Weeks Dye Works. I think it's Weeks Dye Works and Gast. That's where it started at. So pretty happy with the results on that one too. So I'm going to stop here for right now, figure out where I hit the pause button accidentally, and go back and we'll figure that out. So I'll be back in a few seconds. Apparently we missed a lot. I missed like 3 things. So back after Hungarian folk art #2, next project was, if I can get it out of here, also Vera Landon by Quiltify Designs. If I can get that out of there. Gonna look like that. Now, several people have done this or are in some way, shape, or form working on it. I am using DMC Variegated 115, which is like a black and red. And I believe this is a Wexford linen from Silkweaver. And I'm a middle starter. And I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric because I always check that beforehand. So I started in the middle, worked my way over to the edge and up to the top. Next, I will work my way down to the bottom just to make sure it's going to fit. I have quite a bit of excess on the ends, I believe, which is great because I love this fabric. It's best stuff ever. Love it. And so that's where that one is. And then next up, this one obviously not even close to a finish, so not going in the Wipsbgone pile. Next up was Skeleton by Ravaris. And so you can see this is how much cooler can you get? You've got a pirate skeleton and a mermaid skeleton, and they're in a coffin. So with that being said, think about a coffin and the satin lining and thinking, what color would a pirate like better than a purple coffin lining, right? So that's how I ended up with purple fabric, purple sparkly fabric. And it's going to be huge. I'm just, trying to figure out how would I make this into a coffin. I think it's going to look really awesome. Anyway, that's where I got to on this. I like the body and the arm. This is like the center. So I worked my way over like from here down, and all of that is what got done this go around. So again, not even close to a finish. So not going in the Wipsbgone pile. And then next one after that, kind of on a Halloween type kick here, right? Next one is Enchanted Pumpkin by Mill Hill. Love this one. And let's see if I can show you a before picture. Okay, there we go. If I can get my phone up, that is where it started. And this is where I got to after 2 days. So I have a little bit more black to do right in there. And then all of the black will be done other than with the beads. So that is moving. I don't think it's close enough to a finish to put in the Wipsbgone pile because that is the background of that is filled in completely with orange. It's a lot of stitching. So not going in the Wipsbgone pile. Okay, so we got it up to Christmas Sentiments, which I showed you. And then after that, where do we go from here? So again, we are into stuff that you have that I did not pull. Again, I don't think I did a plans for the last one, but sorry, piles of projects over here. The next one up in my touching all of my whips progress, row, there it is, was Hello Winter. Again, I got on a big kick with these, so I was doing all of them. And I had the sheep, all the white of the sheep was done. I had started a couple of the curly cues, so I filled these in. I've only worked on this one for one day. I filled in the curly cues and then I got his head done, except for the eyes. I've got to put in there's a white dot on either side and then a black dot for the eye, and then his feet. Or feet. I'm sorry. That's one of the little goofy things I do. Feet, whatever. This will get one more day of stitching. But of course, yesterday was the first day of fall, and my planned starts for this year included doing, hang on, magnets sticking to things, the seasonal time ones. So I started Autumn Time by New York Dreamer yesterday. And this picture, the colors are so off. I was looking at this, I'm like, this is supposed to be pecan by Wings Dye Works. Pecan is a very much lighter color than that. So I looked up some of the pictures online, and yeah, the ones that are online are much more realistic. This is not even not a good representation of the color. Again, did not have all of the called for colors when I was kitting it up, putting it all together. But I do have a lot of specialty flosses, fancy flosses. So I just picked something that was close. This one's being done on Color and Cotton 32 count Lugana in Sandcastle. And so since I was in my Color and Cotton bucket, I found this color, which is Peach Cobbler. Well, that thing's falling out of the bucket. That looked pretty dang close to pecan to me, at least all the pictures that I could find online. And so that's what I used for pecan. And I started this yesterday when we got home from working on the airplane, and worked on it through the Cowboy game. Well, we recorded the Cowboy game. I watched it. Holy crap, if you're a Cowboy fan, that was a crazy game. I thought this game sucks. They are getting their butts kicked. It was terrible. And then, wow, it came back in the fourth quarter. So I almost got all of the words done. So I started down here, went up, and so I have to come back down here and then go back out and there's like a swirly. I just had it. There it goes. The swirl that goes on out to the side, and then come back down this way to finish the rest of the A. So a little bit more of that A to finish. So this again gets 2 days as well. So I'll work on it today. Again, it's a work day, so I will probably get a whole lot of time on it, but hopefully I can finish that A at the minimum today. And then that will put me to, so we're on that today, work on the Hello Winter on the 24th. And then I have 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. So 3 more projects before Wipsbgone starts. So now we're talking about plans. And get my taco out of the way. So the 3 projects that are next in line in the touching all of my whips progress, and I'm probably not going to make it through all of them this year. I thought I was going to, but I've done too many other things. But next one up is Fa La La. Is that it? Fa La La? Yeah. Fa La 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 La. There's an extra la in there by Lizzie Kate. This one is so pretty. It's actually one of the ones on fabric. That is where that one is at. After it's 2 days, it might be darn close to a finish. So this one might end up in the Wipsbgone pile as well. And what is that? Apple fritter, envy. I think there's some other stuff in here. Nope, that's all that's in there for now. What else do I got to pull? Oh, got to pull a couple more colors. So I need to get those out and pulled today if I have time. Because that was apparently before I started leaving them in all of the charts. So that one needs floss pulled. And then the next 2 days will be spent on Cricut Collection Skeleton Crew. Love this. And this was an Adopt-A-Whip. And this came from Annette out in Arizona. And let's see. I can show you where we are. 5-minute warning, doing this in little bits and pieces today. So that is where that one is. And I think I've spent at least one day on this since I got it from Annette. Look, there's Daryl. And so that one will get 2 days of love. Definitely not going in the Wipsbgone pile. That one's going to take a while. And that one definitely needs floss pulled. Put that over there. And this will be the last whip before we start Wipsbgone. What do we got? It's a surprise even to me. It is a Nora Corbett. Which Nora Corbett? White Clover. Isn't she cute? Love this one. Oh, we got stuff in here. We have feed pack in there. Other than that, that one's going to have flosses pulled too. And that is where Miss White Clover is going to start from. So some dress done, but that's about it. And let's see, yeah, so that's like stitching plan so far. So Wipsbgone. Let's talk about Wipsbgone for a sec. Wipsbgone is put on by, oh dang, now I'm going to forget her Instagram name. Devoted Quilter. And I think it was, I don't know if this is my 3rd, 4th year, but every year, I think the first year we did October, November, and December. But then since then it has been just October and November. So for the 60 days in October and November, you pick your projects, whether it is quilting, stitching, whatever your projects are, whatever your art form is. And you try to get as many of the things that are close to a finish done. So, make them reachable goals. And it doesn't necessarily mean done. You could even pick, a goal might be a page finish on a Hade if you were close. So it doesn't have to be like the whole project, but like a piece of it done. Like everything that's on my list right now currently is stitching. And I'm not going to be able to show you all of them because some of them are in San Antonio. But you've seen some of them already. And I should be able to show you some of them on at least a picture of where they're at on my phone. So yes, so starting October 1st, I will start working on these solely and trying to finish as many of them before the end of November as possible. So there is cute little things you do. So like what your goals are, your October priorities, and how many projects you plan to finish. There are usually prizes involved. I've never won anything, but hey, there's still a chance. And this is my project list so far. I know you can't read that, it's too tiny. You Rock by Stitch Rovia is one of them. I don't know how far back that is, so let me see if I can just pull it up in my Xstitch app. You saw Henpeck, you saw Goodbye Fall, you saw Hello Summer. Yo Ho Ho is the let's see, the one with the pirate Santa Claus by Sue Hillis Designs. That one is on there. That one's pretty close to a finish. Quaker to Halloween. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That one's pretty close to a finish as well. Let me see if I can find, there it is. Do I have it? Oh, I don't have a picture of where it's at right now, but looks like that. Quaker to Halloween. That's the one I'm doing with Leslie's conversion. And Home Sweet Home by Cottage Garden, I think. I think that's the one by Cottage Garden. Oh, it's sideways. That's why. That one's pretty close to a finish. I don't know if you can see that very good or not. Do I have another picture? I've been trying to get better about putting current stitching pictures in there. That's Country Cottage Needleworks. And You Rock by Stitch Rovia. That one's getting pretty dang close too. And that's a quick stitch. That one looks like the record. because it's like, I think more than like 2/3 done. The center's done, this whole side's done, a good chunk of this bottom corner's done. So it's like just that section up there. So I think I can finish all of those in those 2 months, assuming that I actually get to stitch. Granted, I do have a lot of travel coming up, and but I do have some retreats coming up too. So I don't know how much did you actually get done at retreats. And of course, there'll be some new starts at retreats. That is a given. But those are plans for right now. Let me see if I can. Oh, can't minimize. Great, there's my phone call. So I will come back to this in a minute or two when I get organized, and I'm going to go take care of this phone call real quick. So talk to you in a minute. I'm back. Let's talk about plans, upcoming plans. So starting mid-October, things are going to get a little busy. So October 17th through 20th, I have a small private retreat we go to. We try to do once a year. I don't remember when was the last time we did it. I think I had to miss the last one. But we'll end up leaving early on Sunday for that one because I have to go to California again for work for a week. And then we'll come home and I will have the Blooms Retreat is next. Yes, Blooms Retreat, November 1st through 3rd is next. And then after that, I'm having the weekend after that is Girls Weekend in San Antonio with my family, my mom, my sister, and my daughter. We did that 2 years ago, and I thought I couldn't believe it was 2 years ago when we talked. My mom was like, well, we should do that again. And I was like, oh yeah, we should do that every year. And she's like, oh, we didn't do it last year. I'm like, holy crap, that was 2 years ago. Anyway, and then I have a course to take. I have to go to a course in San Antonio the week after that, 2 weeks after that. And then we have Thanksgiving holidays in there. And then the first week of December, I will be in San Antonio for work all week at Valero. Then the next week, I will be in Port Arthur at Valero. And then for the first half of the week, and then in Corpus for Valero for the last half of the week, which is great because I'll be at home and sleeping in my own bed. Awesome. So yeah, I don't know how much stitching is going to get done, but we'll see. So going to be a little bit busy. No haul for this go round. I really got to get up to San Antonio and get stuff. Been busy. Haven't had a chance to do any shopping. I think my cart on 123 Stitch is getting full of stuff, and I know I need to go in and add some stuff in there. So might be some 123 Stitch coming up for pretty soon. And I'm waiting, of course, on things to be delivered because the ornament package from Chantal's 141 and Hands-on Design. Was there somebody else involved with that too? I know Hands-on Design was part of it. I don't know if they were the only one involved, but so that's coming. Bag of the month from House of Stitch and Stash should be coming. And something else the mermaid box from Autumn Lane Stitchery. Ordered one of those too. Can't wait. So I will see you guys soon. So happy stitching. Until next time.